Hello and welcome. This video today is mainly about the falsification of birth documents in mother and baby homes in Ireland. Falsification of so many documents, despite the fact that in 1934 the government passed the Maternities Home Act, and paragraph 10 of that act stated it's a criminal offence to falsify birth records. And yet that was all ignored for the rest of the century. That was all ignored by the religious orders. And all the evidence coming out now shows beyond doubt that falsification of birth records was systematic, it was systemic, and it was endemic. That was what they did. Babies were just commodities, and the mothers were just the conveyor belts on which the babies arrived. It was all about money. Babies out, money in, babies out, money in. That was the system. And the evidence is there to prove it. And, you know, we often wonder, did they never stop, just for 1 second, 1 moment, to consider the long-term effects of what they were doing? The lives they were ruining, the trauma and suffering they were causing, all just for monetary gain. Now, there are many reasons why people don't want to be identified. First one, the most obvious one, of course, is this is very personal, very private. And a lot of people don't want to talk about this in public. Those who do are very brave to come forward with it. And another reason is that maybe these people have not told their families what happened, and so they can't come out public and say it. Another reason, maybe they have told their families and their families don't want it made public. And another very disturbing reason, which is happening more and more now, those who have put their stories forward, who have come on video, who have put them in books, who have come on television or radio, they are being abused online for having done that, and being abused by other survivors. And that's the very disturbing bit about this. Now, why or how could other survivors start to abuse those who have told their story? And the only reason I can think of is it's a case of the abused becomes the abuser. You know, the moment of power they have over some other person to do to them what was done to them, they relish and they flourish on that. That's the only reason I can think of. The abused becomes the abuser. It's not, it's an explanation. It's not a justification. But it's very sad that that is what is happening. With the falsification of records, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. The trauma, the heartache, the suffering of so many people directly involved in one false record. The lies, the false records, these are not errors. These are deliberately fabricated. They are not mistakes. 2 newspaper articles. First one is from the Irish Daily Mail, Tuesday, 19th of October, 2021. And the heading reads, as you can see, 10-fold error in faked baby home birth certs estimate, and scale of false documents far higher. That's the Irish Daily Mail, Tuesday 19th of October 2021. And that article explains and states that it's not just the 151 people estimated by the government to have false birth registration. At least 1,544 have come to light after an RTE investigation into mother and baby homes. 1,544 at least. The government estimated 151. There's a big difference there. And the group called Who Am I were involved in that RTE investigation. And they claim that it's not just the actual mother or the people directly involved in that cert, it's the children and the grandchildren of those illegal adoptees who also have the wrong government records. And I quote from what they said: "We are not, as claimed by some groups, illegal adoptees, but the victims of kidnap, child trafficking, and identity theft." That is what they said. And the total number they estimate is 178,035. And of that number, 56,000 apply to mother and baby homes, the Magdalene laundries 10,000, and adoptions 1953 to 2019 is almost 45,000. Those numbers are very, very high. When you consider, yes, it's not just the direct people, it's the children and the grandchildren of those adoptees who also have false documents. And that same RTE investigation revealed also how religious orders pursued birth mothers for maintenance payments, their £100, months after their children were actually adopted. And it was a ruthless pursuing. And it also revealed how Professor Eamon de Valera, the son of the former president Eamon de Valera, faked medical documents to facilitate illegal adoptions. It's all there in that article, Daily Mail, Tuesday, October the 19th, 2021. And the second newspaper article is from the Irish Examiner newspaper. And the heading there, "State was complicit in the failed system." And that says very clearly, the state had known of illegal birth registrations for decades, but had done nothing about it. They've denied human dignity and right to those adoptees, because everybody has a human right to know who they are. And that has been denied so many people. It's coming at a very opportune time here this week when the Tuam ground is being redug up to find what can be found. After all these years, something is happening there. And we have only touched the tip of the iceberg. We've only scratched the surface. And I'm thinking today of Anna Corrigan, who did a video with us a few months ago. Anna's two brothers were born in Tuam. And she didn't know she had two half-brothers until after her mother died, John and William. John his document death certificate was found, but William has never been found. And she believes that he has been legally adopted in America. But with the falsification of documents, how is he ever going to find her? How is she ever going to find him? And at least if his name turns up in this dig that's going on at the moment, at least Anna will have closure. If not, then she's back to square one again, trying to trace her half-brother. It's all so sad, but it happened, and it's part of Ireland's dark history. But this falsification of documents, it was systemic, it was systematic and endemic. That was what they did. And all because of money. It's all about money, as everything here proves. So, thank you for listening. And until we meet again, slán agus beannacht.